Have you ever looked at a musician effortlessly playing a complex solo, or a polyglot switching between 3 different languages and thought to yourself, I could never do that, I'm just not built that way? We've all been there. We convince ourselves that talent is a lottery ticket. You either win it at birth or you don't. We tell ourselves that our intelligence and our skills are set in stone. But what if I told you that modern neuroscience and psychology prove that you are wrong? What if the barrier standing between you and that impossible skill isn't your biology, but a simple switch in how you view the world? Today, we aren't just practicing English. We are going to unlock the actual biological code to learning anything. Hello, everyone. Today, we are going to dive deep into a concept that doesn't just help you learn a language, it redefines who you are. We are exploring the groundbreaking ideas found in the book Mindset, The New Psychology of Success by Dr. Carol Dweck. Now, you might have browsed YouTube and seen titles discussing the power of believing that you can improve, and that is exactly the territory we are exploring today. But I want to go beyond the motivational quotes. I want to look at the mechanics of why some people succeed while others get stuck. This isn't about how much money you have, how much luck you encounter, or even how much raw talent you were born with. It is entirely about your internal processing system. It's about how you think. Dr. Dweck categorizes the human perspective into 2 distinct boxes: the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. Understanding which box you are currently living in will determine whether you live a small, safe life or a life full of expansion and achievement. Let's start by looking at the trap so many of us fall into, the fixed mindset. When you operate from this perspective, you believe that your character, your intelligence, and your creative ability are carved in stone. They are static. If you have a fixed mindset, you wake up thinking, I am smart, or I am not smart. You think, I am a natural at languages, or I am terrible at languages. There is no middle ground. You view effort as a sign of weakness. You think, if I have to try hard, it means I'm not actually good at it. Imagine a student, let's call her Anna. Anna is in a math class. She encounters a difficult equation and gets the answer wrong. Because she has a fixed mindset, she internalizes this failure. She doesn't think, I made a mistake. She thinks, I am a failure. She tells herself, I'm just not a numbers person. The tragedy of the fixed mindset is fear. Because you believe your ability is set, you are terrified of looking stupid. You avoid challenges, you run away from difficulties, because you don't want to expose your limitations to the world. It builds walls around your potential and keeps you stuck in your comfort zone forever. Now let's flip the coin. Let's look at the growth mindset. This is the belief that your basic qualities are things you can cultivate and develop through your efforts. It's the understanding that you can change. If you have a growth mindset, you don't believe that anyone can be Einstein, but you believe that everyone's true potential is unknown and unknowable. That it's impossible to foresee what can be accomplished with years of passion, toil, and training. Let's go back to Anna. If she adopts a growth mindset and fails that same math test, her internal monologue changes completely. She doesn't say, I'm stupid. She says, I don't understand this yet. She realizes that the mistake is just data. It's feedback. She thinks, okay, I need to try a different method, or I need to ask for help. People with this mindset embrace challenges. They don't just tolerate hard work. They enjoy it because they know that struggle is the sensation of getting stronger. They understand that failure isn't a permanent condition, it's just a stepping stone on the path to mastery. This shift in perspective opens doors that the fixed mindset keeps locked. The science. Neuroplasticity. This isn't just self-help philosophy, this is biology. Dr. Dweck's research lines up perfectly with what we know about the brain. For a long time, people thought the brain was like a computer hard drive. Once it was built, it was finished. But we now know the brain is plastic. This is called neuroplasticity. Think of your brain like a muscle. If you go to the gym and lift weights, your muscles tear slightly and then rebuild stronger. Your brain works the same way. It is made up of billions of neurons, and when you learn, these neurons send signals to one another. I want you to visualize a dense, overgrown forest. There is no path. This is your brain when you encounter a new skill, like learning English or playing the piano. The first time you try to walk through that forest, it is exhausting. You have to hack through the tall grass and push aside the branches. It's slow, it's difficult, you might trip and fall. This is what it feels like when you forget vocabulary words or stumble over grammar. A fixed mindset person looks at the tall grass and says, "There is no road here, I can't walk." But a growth mindset person keeps walking. Building the highway. Here is where the magic happens. If you walk that same path in the forest every single day, something changes. The grass gets trampled down, the branches are cleared away, the path becomes visible. In your brain, every time you practice, the connection between your neurons gets stronger and faster. You are physically rebuilding the infrastructure of your mind. If you keep practicing English, eventually that difficult, overgrown path turns into a dirt road. Then it turns into a paved street. And finally, after years of consistency, it becomes a superhighway. This is when fluency happens. This is when a pianist's fingers move automatically. It's not magic, it's just a well-traveled neural pathway. I often see videos titled Growth Mindset versus Fixed Mindset, and they highlight this exact transition. It explains why Alex, who avoids public speaking because he thinks he's shy, never improves. His neural pathway remains a jungle. Meanwhile, Sarah, who is terrified but speaks anyway, slowly clears the path until she becomes a confident speaker. It's simply a matter of repetition and belief. So how do we apply this to our lives right now? How do we switch from fixed to growth? It requires active participation. You have to catch yourself in the act of negative thinking. First, become aware of your internal voice. When you face a challenge, do you hear, "What if you fail?" or "You don't have the talent for this"? That is the fixed mindset talking. You need to answer it with a growth mindset voice. "If I don't try, I'll never learn." Or, "Most successful people failed their way to success." Second, I want you to fall in love with the word yet. If you say, "I can't speak fluent English," you must add yet to the end. "I can't speak fluent English yet." It signals to your brain that the current situation is temporary. Third, stop seeking approval and start seeking growth. In the workplace, don't hide your mistakes. A fixed mindset employee treats feedback as an insult. A growth mindset employee treats feedback as a blueprint for improvement. Ask for criticism. Ask how you can do better. This is the fastest way to accelerate your career. The most beautiful thing about this research is that it proves age doesn't matter. Your brain is capable of building new connections until the very end of your life. You are never done. You are never a finished product. You are always a work in progress. Whether you are trying to master a new language, learn an instrument, or advance in your career, remember the forest. The first step is hard. The second step is hard. But if you keep walking, you will build a highway. Don't let the fear of looking like a beginner stop you from becoming a master. If you found value in this deep dive into the psychology of success and you want to continue building your English skills and your mindset, please support the community. Hit that like button and make sure you are subscribed to English Glow. We are here to light up the path to your potential. I'll see you in the next video. Keep growing.